Chava had to say Stark because I was like, just take after his dad or something.
Did you?
Took her home for a day date once, and
Never
it's
took her
still ongoing. It's the world's longest day. Never took her back.
Yeah, I remember when I first met her. She was fucking mad, wasn't she?
Yeah,
Like, proper mad. I had one dog that was a prick and made a like really sensible choice in just getting another one.
They'll fix it though.
Yeah, oh yeah. So I went to meet the dog, took Ranger along, and Dara was just going sick at the end of the lead. Like trying to. One day she redirected on my knee, and I was like, "Fuck this! I need help." He's an odd bollock, isn't he?
Yeah, man.
Hello.
There's no way you can't like him.
Nah,
like if you don't like him, you're a knob.
Yeah, you don't like dogs. Yeah,
You don't like Stark. Fuck you, man. And I'll say it to your face. She was a lovely little dog.
She's fucking class. I was talking about her earlier. She's fucking just
Absolutely
mint.
amazing. Because the tragedy with them two is just. I don't need. Can we just hug? Wait. What did you say for the dog you would least like to meet down a dark alley?
Least like to
Yeah.
Dennis.
I said Kev.
Kev.
I'm fairly decent mates with Dennis, whereas Kev sometimes has look in his eye and I'm like, I
Nah,
don't know.
Kev, fine.
No, I don't know.
What other questions did you have? Drug deal. Did you get the drug deal one?
Chava had to say Stark. I was like, just take after his dad or something.
Did you? I said chief.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
First Stark, yeah, he's a bit chubby, isn't he? That's funny. Are we on?
What else?
Well, mate, today the gods of the YCA have tasked us with talking briefly about actually our own dogs.
From Origins Gone By or
Yeah.
our current own dogs?
Oh,
Or both?
We'll start with Molly and then go from there.
That wasn't my first dog, you know.
No, I know she wasn't your first
We're
dog,
starting
but
there, though.
yeah.
Okay. Molly, Staffy, so she was...
Where'd you get her?
RSPCA in Hull.
Yep.
Wasn't meant to be. Lost the Rotty, went to uni, wasn't going to get a dog, but then ended up going to Hull Uni and I lived near enough Hull. So actually, scope turned out I did have the scope to get one.
Yep.
Went to the RSPCA a few times, fed a few dogs like you do through the kennel doors, got vibes off different dogs. Liked this one. Had my previous two dogs were both Rotties, one of them which was from the same RSPCA. Had a bit of a laugh with the kennel staff because they had a nickname of her of the pig because she was like a short, squat thing, right? Pulled like a train, and they were like, do you know what? You wouldn't be the worst person to have. Bearing in mind, I knew nothing about... I had actually ruined a dog. The dog before this was very well trained, and I very successfully detrained him. But that's a different story. So knew nothing really about dog training, was just a young dude at uni. But I had plenty of time on my hands, and she pulled like a train, and I was heavy.
So just a good match.
Yeah, just a good match. At least, worst case, I could manage.
Yep. Nice.
Manage, yeah. Quite a wild type of dog. She was very wild, very instinctive.
What breed is she again?
Staffy Rottweiler. But you'd be walking along in the garden, and she would jump into a bush and come out of the bush with a blackbird in her mouth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was like a ninja. Catch mice, all kinds of...
What, did I meet her?
I think maybe, but when you met her, she was like 16.
Old.
Yeah,
Yeah,
super
yeah.
old. Kind
She died just of old age, yeah?
Yeah. Did
16?
She was 18 when she was...
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Was she? I didn't know that.
Yeah. 18.
Christ.
And it
that's
was essentially
mad,
like...
isn't it?
The saddest thing was very sound of mind, but just couldn't
Body just stopped working.
get
but-
out to the toilet. Yeah,
Oh, no.
like my body, to be honest.
Yeah, you're
But
on
I'm
your
not
way,
sound
aren't you,
of
mate?
mind. I'm also
No,
not
the
sound of
dementia's
mind.
kicking in too, so
Yeah,
it's good. We've probably got a couple of years left to enjoy it. Oh.
but she
Good.
taught me mostly about management. Nothing really. I never trained that dog.
Yeah.
She was basically a wild animal
yeah,
who
yeah.
lived with me, but
Yeah,
we
yeah.
got on well. And she was a bit dog reactive and a bit of other stuff, but I could hang on to her and I could make sure the other dogs couldn't get to her. And she
All
couldn't
right,
get
I've
dogs
got
to
a
them.
question for you. If you could take dog trainer Ian Kirk
Mm.
and put him back to the Ian Kirk that adopted Molly, what
Yeah,
would you
yeah.
have done different?
Oh,
And why?
A lot. I had classic, what we call it, rescue dog person syndrome.
Syndrome,
Super empathetic. Had the luxury. I still lived at home. I don't know if it was a luxury or a punishment, but my mum and dad's garden was like decent. Gave her the world, like,
Right, okay.
and shouldn't have. She was a little bit wayward anyway, but it definitely like amplified and definitely didn't help things. But then I could take her to the beach every day.
Yeah.
So fulfillment wise, she was super fulfilled. We used to run down the beach, play rugby with her.
Okay.
She'd smash up rats' nets in the garden, catch rabbits. So like, she was a very content dog, but a little bit. If I'm going, I'm going. You know. But yeah, I could have done a lot with her. Much more like appropriate fulfillment than maybe getting her in rabbit holes and maybe arguably not more appropriate. I don't know.
It's hard to say, isn't it?
Yeah, not as specific. But yeah, could have got away. Could have done a much better job of her.
I think that like sometimes we can get too pent up on our dog's behaviour and like having discipline over them. But if you're happy, right? They're not dangerous to anyone.
No.
And they're fucking content and fulfilled. Like, all right, why train them?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm hoping she had a great life. I'm pretty sure she did.
I don't think people quite realise that the reason like we want to train our dogs to enable them to have better lives, not to just make things better for us.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, so I couldn't have, I suppose, the bit missing in her puzzle I wouldn't have been able to take her to a cafe or a pub or something.
Yeah.
But at that point, I didn't do that though, so it didn't really matter. Yeah. Whereas now, I'd be like, right, okay, I want Blue to be able to go.
Does the dog need to go to a cafe or a pub though?
No, but maybe if I've been, like I go hiking or whatever.
I
go hiking, I want to go there. I don't want to leave in the
together.
car.
Yeah.
Like
Gotcha.
2 and 2 together.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
wouldn't
point.
take her to enjoy the cafe. No.
Gotcha. Then we move on to Rita. Is that right?
Yeah. Rita came alongside Molly for maybe a year or two.
She's still with us.
She is still with us. She's still bonkers. She's 11, but you wouldn't think it.
Yeah, she's
other than a bit of grey.
Yeah. She looks well.
Good Nick. My good friend Linda at Linby got her from there.
Yep.
A similar weird story.
Up, right?
She was laughing when she did the handover, but all's well that ends well. I was still playing rugby when my mum and dad, my sister lived in Ossett.
How long ago was this, mate?
2015, so...
All right. And you're still playing?
Yep, still playing. Had loads of time on my hands, so went to see my dad one day when he was cat sitting for my sister in Ossett.
Yeah.
Drove past the kennels and thought, all right, I'll go see if I can walk some dogs. So took a couple of different ones for a walk.
Yeah.
Mostly like your bully type breeds.
Yeah.
There was two. One really sadly died. He of some heart condition in the kennels.
Oh, shit.
So then ended up walking Rita a lot more. Took her home for a day date once, and it's still ongoing. It's the world's longest day. Never took her back. Rang Linda and was just like, "You want to come and see me here and check my house out?" And she was like, "Yeah, fine."
And she come on.
Yeah, and then there she is.
And now she's with you. That's nice.
She's been through a full spectrum though. Through being very dog reactive.
Yeah, I remember when I first met her. She was fucking mad, wasn't she?
Yeah,
like proper mad.
Yeah, I mean, when I first got her out, I had an 8-foot wall around my garden. She ran up my garden shed and jumped over the wall.
Yeah, she's like
2 or 3 times.
athletic, isn't she?
So I ended up knocking my shed down. Management.
Yeah. Don't teach the dog. Take your shed away. Sell all your tools.
Did actually employ a trainer with her. And there was an element of success.
Yep.
Very much compulsion based though.
Mm-hmm.
But did have an element of success.
Yeah.
Then obviously she's come here with me and near enough. Obviously it's not cured.
Yeah,
but I can have her out in the field. She doesn't give a hoot about any of the dogs. Unless one had a serious crack at her, in which case, fair game. And maybe the odd sausage dog.
Yeah.
But for different reasons to dog reactivity. I think she just sees it as a little something.
Fluffy.
Yeah. But no, she's pretty good now. She'll do place. She'll recall. She is on the e-collar for a recall.
Do you think you're still a little bit like cautious with her?
I am, yeah.
Old days.
Yeah,
I think so.
And more because of the capabilities of her than anything else. Like she could. Like, she's obviously getting on, but
and if you've seen it in the past where I remember she chinned Av at the gym once. You remember?
Yeah. But I mean, in fairness, he started that and he had to go at her.
But again, it's just capability, though, isn't
exactly
it?
Exactly that. So you've got to be a little bit more squeaky clean, haven't you?
Yeah.
Than if Cora became, probably is, as reactive. She's just capable of less. It's easier. I could take her more. I could stick her in more situations, and nothing's
Is Cora
really
a little fucker around dog?
She's getting that way.
It's mad, isn't it?
Sorry, guys. Nah, she's okay. She's just, I don't know. She's
Is it frosty or is she...
too much? Yeah. Nah, there's a little bit of immaturity with her. She's a bit nervy.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Was it just lack of exposure?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bit of bubble wrap as a baby, yeah?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Very much so. All the things we tell everyone not to do.
Yep. Fair enough. Ranger next?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you had him in the gym when
Mr.
was
Bump.
at the gym, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So Ranger, 7-year-old Staffy Cross. He features on a lot of our shit, doesn't he?
Yeah. Still got the skills.
Still got the skills. Like, put a lot of work into training him. He was the dog I had when I first become a dog trainer. Had him for a year before I was a dog trainer. And then, he was a little bit of a fucker. He's from Dog's Trust, but like, he was still like 10 weeks old, so it wasn't really a rescue job.
No,
so
yeah.
people say, "Oh, is he a rescue dog?" I say yes, but no. Still made
Yeah,
excuses for his behaviour as well.
Yep.
But it was just really just me not training the fucking.
Yeah.
And then
He's
with
got a bit in him too, though, right? He's got the breed mix that you would think, right? Okay.
So he's,
if a dude's gonna go slightly down that wrong path, he's got.
For sure.
He's not a lab, is he? Like
No.
he's got a bit of that in him.
No, he's not like the most sociable dog. He's fairly tolerant in certain situations, and I have to like rein him in at times. But for the most part, he's a good dog. He gets away with murder nowadays. He's just knocking about the cafe, just fucking pestering everyone for their food and fucking all sorts. But he's a good dog. He's the OG, like, good boy, isn't he? So
yeah, when he ignited your.
Yeah. And we did a hell of a lot of training together, but he's just not the most trainable dog in the world. He's fairly trainable dog, but he's not like a Malinois or anything. So, if I could go back and just do that all over again, I wish I just got him on an e-collar early doors, and because of like Stark was pretty much off a lead by the time he was 8-9 months old, and a lot of that was motivational based, and then e-collar was laid over. And then Ranger wasn't probably off a lead till he was like 3 or 4, and I employed all the traditional long line food, do it everywhere, fade away the long line. If he failed, back on the long line, so on and so forth, and it's like long, arduous. And if I could just go back in time, I would have just gone e-collar and him enjoy his life to the maximum potential from the age of 1 to 3, which he didn't get to do because he was on a lead all that time. So it's like, well, when people say
it's been game changing for Rita.
Yeah, exactly. So when people say like, just like a quick fix, this and this with the e-collar, well, of course I want it to be quicker. Of course I want to get my dog off lead as quick as I fucking can.
The key is the word fix, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess
if it is a fix, then why would you not want it to be quick?
It's crazy.
Not that it is ultimately that quick. Obviously, it's quicker.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I think with my skill set now, if I could do it all again motivationally, it might have taken like 6 months or whatever, but I reckon I could do it with an e-collar in like a month. So, but the average dog owner isn't a dog trainer as well.
No. Yeah. And not even so much skill set wise, just time wise.
Yeah.
When you were training
He's had a stroke, guys. We're about to lose him here.
When you were training range, you had the scope within the day to bang out a couple of sessions here and there.
Yeah, because he was just stooging for me at that time. So.
Yeah. Plus, it's important that he was at that level, wasn't it? Because he was a stooge. It's like I can use Rita as a stooge now. Early on, now it's a bit like I'm going to get a dog out to test it. I don't know. It could be. So, whereas now she's fine, but you need your dog to be at least. I think it's good having different levels of dogs. Blue's almost too neutral.
Yeah.
He won't test a dog, whereas Mr. Bumble.
Yep. Throw himself around, right?
Oh, if you need a test, he's okay. Yeah, he's a good test.
It's true to have like that versatility. Sometimes like Stark's really neutral, but just his energy can be a bit too much.
And you can make him speak and more of his.
But I can bring Dara out and she'll just sniff and potter and do nothing and doesn't want to go up to anyone because she's a bit shy. So like she's a good one for that. And then Ranger, I can just get to lie down and be chill. Who come next, Dara or Blue?
I think Dara's, yeah.
So then Dara come along.
Yeah,
so obviously I had one dog that was a prick and made a like really sensible choice and just getting another one.
They'll fix it though.
Yeah, oh yeah. So we got this Romanian rescue dog. Went to go and meet the dog. Funny
just put one of my answers on the desert island dog. I was stealing Dara off you. But
yeah.
You didn't say.
I said Dara, definitely. So I went to meet the dog, took Ranger along, and Dara was just going sick at the end of the lead, like trying to bite him and smoke him and everything. And I was like, yeah, that seems like a good fit. So we get to like this field and it's like enclosed. And they go, she's better off a lead. Should we let her off? And I was like, yeah, I can go on then. Again, not knowing. This is pre being a dog trainer.
She's okay when she said hello.
Yeah. So they get out, they both get off the lead, they have a scuffle, and then they just play.
All right, nice.
And I was like, fuck it, this is cute.
Yeah,
All right, come on over me.
It worked out fine.
Put them in the back of the car and they're fighting and that, and I'm going, Ranger on my lap. Like, so cool. And then, like, she was the reason then I had to seek help and start training her, because she was so fucking reactive.
Yeah.
Was just going at everything. And it was like one day she redirected on my knee and I was like, fuck this, I need help, because of me and Chloe tried to walk around like Malham or something.
Yeah, okay.
Must have seen like 50 fucking dogs. She went at every single dog. We said in a dog friendly like Airbnb thing, we had to use a secret entrance, mate, and like pick her up and fucking cover her eyes and shit. Like mental. She's like going sick, like trying to bite
bang
me.
over the head in the back of the van.
We're like leaving her in the room, taking Ranger to the restaurant. But she's just kicking off like fuck, like it was awful.
Stressful.
Yeah, it was awful. It's like, why have I even got a dog?
I remember obviously when you used to bring us, Chloe used to bring us to the gym. She was in the kitchen one day and I didn't know, and I walked into the kitchen. She went nuclear.
Yeah, she can do that.
But you know, it was all about like nerves, wasn't it? She was never actually gonna chin me.
No. She chinned a few dogs though. She one day slipped her harness.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
So, yeah.
I see that.
Is walking her, and she's like, "There's this." And bear in mind, this is a dog now. I can have off lead around other dogs, and she's like, for the most part, fine. Like she's got a bit of fucker, isn't she?
Yeah.
If a dog gets in her grill.
Yeah, but
like I can walk around Golden Acre, and she's just like a dog come up and have a sniff, and she's just gonna pot her along, and she's not doing anything. And this is off a lead, but
it's a good word for a potter.
She does potter. She does just potter. She does belong on the streets, that fucking dog. Not that I would, change her for the world. But yeah, one day walking her right, and she spots this fucking Jack Russell in the distance, and she's on a collar and a harness. She's like fucking going sick at it. Slips them both on a halty on either one. Slips them both and fucking takes off. Jumps over a fence, then through a fence, and fucking is trying to chin this Jack Russell. I'm like chasing after her. I'm over and through the fence as well, and she's like, this guy is like windmilling his fucking dog, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, mate. I'm so sorry. That's why I don't get that angry at people out and about, because I'm like, fucking I've been there. Fucking hell. Yeah. So she required.
As long as no damage is done, it's.
Dara was harder to train than Stark. Like Stark, I would say is like has a very high standard of training.
Yep.
But Dara was harder to train
like
to
almost
get
like
to
a bigger success.
an average. Yeah. I'm more proud of where Dara is now than like.
But anyone
no matter
who
what Stark
knows
does in sport or anything like that.
Yeah. Anyone who knows dogs knows that Rummies are tough.
Yeah.
And she's got pretty bloody neutral. Like, I know she has a bit of a bark at the back of the van if someone, but
Yeah.
You could ask me to go to the toilet, I can go. She'll bark at me. I'll get her out. She's absolutely fine. Once a second her foot hits the floor, and then she's like, "Oh, have you got some food? Have you got a bit of a stroke?"
Yeah.
Do
you know what's weird? It's like she's 6-7 years old now, and she's still getting more sociable with people.
Yeah,
I have to stop her going up to people on a walk now.
Hang on.
Like, she, go up and, say, hello, and, see if they've got food and stuff. And I'm like, Daz, stop it. And she's like,
still take us around there, picnic season. Picnics are going to go.
Yeah. So it's like...
This is my sandwich now.
And that's continually, getting stronger, her desire to go and say hello to people, which you would have thought at 7 years old, you'd pretty much have made up your mind. But she's definitely still getting... I'll say better, but...
No, yeah.
I mean, it's just busier here, and she's just out all the time, and everyone's giving her food and...
Yeah. I think that's what with Rita and dogs, saw so many every single day. Nothing happens. Right. So even if I'd done nothing, unless it was massively reinforced, it's going to be, diluted, desensitized, whatever you want to call it. So it's pure volume. But obviously not everyone has that luxury of incident-free mooching.
We take it for granted, I guess, don't we? Then Blue?
Blue wins, yeah.
He's an odd bollock, isn't he? Blue alien dog.
Bollock, yeah. We got him from, what's it called now?
Rose.
Amnesia, Yorkshire Rolls.
Yeah.
Yorkshire Rolls. So they do in-house like fostering. They don't have a kennels area. Anna found him, thought he was like a Staffy mix
What?
from the picture, but on the picture he looks jacked though.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, we went to go and
Kate Moss now, isn't he?
Yeah, we went to go meet him, and we pull up at this house, and they've got a decent bay window, and I could just see him.
Yeah.
On the sofas, flying around. There's other dogs in there, and I'm just like, okay.
Yep.
This is obviously pre this as well. Took him for a walk. He was wayward, mate. Like for a tiny dog or a lightly built dog, he could chow on that lead. Like,
was he?
Yeah. So I was just walking him around. He's just like hauling me everywhere. Gabs could barely walk him. I'm just
he is like quite strong, to be fair, though. Like he's muscular.
Yeah, he's very
just
muscular.
light, isn't he?
Yeah, he's only like 18 kegs or something, so he's not got a lot of weight behind him, but he's got a lot of will.
Yeah,
and he does that typical like, even though he's not full spaniel,
out.
He sprawls out, gets down low. He's actually quite good at it. Main problems with him were a little bit of the rescue thing, and I shouldn't have listened to the backstory as much, but he'd had 2 homes. One of them had got rid of him because he was too keen on horses. Well, I took him to a off-lead dog park next to a load of horses as a meet and greet thing with Rita. He didn't even look at the horses, so I'm gonna call waffle on that. Like,
what did they say? Sorry,
they said he'd like gone at horses. And I was like, nah, he's not good at hitting him anyway. Like, knowing him now, he's not good at hitting him. But when I took him to this place, I was like, oh, there's a horse there. What's he gonna do?
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't have given him that opportunity, but he did nothing.
Yep.
And then the other home allegedly had him in the crate 9 hours a day. Looking back, I think it was probably the opposite. I imagine they let him do what he wanted 9 hours a day, because initially he was terrible with any kind of confinement. Couldn't be in a room on his own. Chewed skirting boards, did all sorts of like. Probably still got that in him, to be honest.
Yeah, he's got a bit of that, hasn't he? Like,
Anna Garbs was crying after week 2, like, this is too hard, and she was finding it really stressful integrating him and Rita.
Yeah.
And then one day I was just like, George, you know what? I'll just let him go off in the house. Like, what's the worst going to happen?
Yeah,
like, he's a very non-dominant.
Yeah.
Let's say that. He was always going to be submissive to Rita.
Yeah.
And they just kind of went like this. Bit of switching, bit of tail wagging, and then just started like running. I've got the video on my phone, so just started running bedroom lounge, which is chaos.
Yeah.
But he was absolutely fine. Sent it to Anna, and she was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" And then since then, they've just been like thick as thieves. They'll curl up, they'll go in the same crate together. Really easy dog combination.
Yeah.
Rita's all indomitable will, Staffy American Bulldog, attrition. He's just like, don't really care.
Yeah, he's a bit wet, isn't he?
He is.
That's good.
But then training-wise, since I started here, he's good. In fact, someone commented yesterday saying, "How did you get your dog like that?"
Nice. He's a good dog. He's a good lad. He's a trainable dog. He's
very motivated. Is probably his main thing. He was hard to teach an off switch or a place or a down.
Shame we don't know all that much about agility, innit? Because I think he'd be fucking class at agility. I think it would be his bread and butter.
Yeah. Well, my neighbour, I think, does agility, so maybe I'll go see her. Just let her have him for a bit. I think he would like that. Loves nothing more than chasing a rabbit though. Loves the ball. Like he
likes the ball.
Because his main problem for me outside was he was super social, like super social.
Like hyper with dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, was he?
Mad hyper social.
You forget all this, don't you?
No,
Obviously, I know you. Fuck, I've had a stroke now and all. I've known you all this time, but you just forget what they were like.
You do,
like even Chloe reminds me of Ranger and Dara and how bad they. I'm like, fucking, were they? And they're like, she's like, really bad. And then I remember Rita being nuts. I can't remember Blue ever being bad, just jumping on fucking motors and
he wasn't. It wasn't like a problem. Like, oh my god, there's a problem here. But it was just like, oh dog.
Does enjoy a bark at Garbs though, doesn't he?
Yeah. So she at one point couldn't stand still in the kitchen and look at her phone. He'd just bark at her until she started walking around the kitchen island again, and then it was okay. Apparently, I don't really know what that is. Maybe you just cared about health.
Still he barked, and then she moved, he would stop barking. That's class.
He'd still do that. I guarantee he'd still do that.
I can see that in
him. He's good.
What reason has he got to change?
None.
Do you want to talk about the Frenchies, or do you want to skip to Mr. Mumble?
Okay. Did have my very first puppy, Frenchie, Anna's puppy, really. Got her as a Christmas doggy. Didn't mind that. Picked her up as a contactless pickup in lockdown on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve.
So this is like the first dog we've bought between us, right?
Yeah. Things couldn't have gone better, to be fair. She was a lovely little dog.
She's fucking class. I was talking about her earlier. She's fucking just
absolutely amazing. Gab's tipped a lot of work into her. Did everything that we do and give to puppies, and it just couldn't have gone better. Obviously, had a bit of tragedy with her. I think she was like 7, 8 months old when she died, fairly tragically. First time I've cried as an adult, pretty much. Still do. And then Nerfy was her half brother, something like that. He'd got returned to the breeder where we got Fern from because
he was a funny dog. Wasn't he?
Yeah, because he chinned a few people and resource guarding and
we just rolled with it.
Yeah,
he just let him bite our boots and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck it, we don't mind.
Got him. Didn't necessarily mean to keep him. Actually, he ended up adopting.
Was he a foster to adopt?
Yeah. Again, Yorkshire Rolls, they kind of like took him under their wing. We were fostering him to then adopt out, but couldn't do it. I loved him. I loved the little fucker to bits.
He was funny, wasn't he?
Gavs did too, and he got on so well with everyone else. It was just like, nah, he's going nowhere, mate. And he was very low maintenance, like loved to play, but had like a low limit of what he needed.
Just do a little bit and then
he'd put her around. He'd sit in Anna's shop for hours and hours and hours. He was just very, very indifferent with other people.
He's very what?
Indifferent with other
people.
He
didn't give a fuck, did
Someone would walk over and they'd be like, oh, hey, man. And they could stroke him. He wasn't aggressive, but he was just like, so what?
Yeah.
But then obviously with us or people he knew, like you or whatever, he'd liven up and he'd get his legs dancing. And then you got really... I got a really rare version of cancer that normally only...
What was it called? Do you remember on that?
I can't remember what it's called exactly. Histo something or other. Normally Bernese mountain dogs get. They thought it was lymphoma, which is it's a complicated treatment thing. They don't treat as aggressively as they do with people, so they still have a limited life expectancy, but you're between kind of 6 months, 3 years. But you just did that in a week. Turned out they'd sent the samples to America. It came back as this other thing that was far more aggressive, far more. So again, that was pretty gutting.
I can't
Massively
talk about
gutting.
them.
Nah, it's hard, isn't it? It's like all my other dogs I've lost at fairly old ages. Fairly old age, and I've been able to sort of make myself feel a little better in terms of like, right, all right. They've all been rescues. I've given them a better life. They've had more life with me than they have that previous stuff. So I think they're okay. Whereas obviously the tragedy with them two is just... I don't... Shit. Can we just hug? Wait. Oh, fuck.
Don't ever think or talk about. I just can't.
No. Okay.
Just block the whole certain thing out. Well, on Nerf, it's just mad, isn't it? Like,
yeah. I still struggle driving down that road some days. Anyhow.
Right.
Starkey next?
I think so. Who was first, Nerf or Stark?
Oh, Cora. How old Stark?
2.
Oh, Starkey boy then.
I
don't know. She's just over 1.
All right, okay. We went to pick Stark up together, didn't we?
Yeah, it was good. That.
Do you remember meeting his mum?
It was just a good trip.
It was good, wasn't it? Chatting shit.
It's like a decent day. Got there. Location's epic.
Yeah.
It's like Dog Central. It's like, if I was a dog, I'd want to live here.
Yeah, it was class. Just up at farm in...
Proper dog people.
Darlington, were we?
Yeah, just about Barnard Castle, wasn't it?
His mum was like the best dog I've ever met. She was so cool. When I first met her, she just like come and just went between my legs and just like rested her head next to my groin here. I just had a cuddle. And I heard about his dad, but I never met his dad. I only heard things about Bomber. But I didn't know much about
A
him.
lot of people have heard a lot of things about that dog.
Yeah, I know. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
But that was a fairy tale for me. Like the drive there together was great. The location was great. As soon as you saw or got hold of Starkey, he was just following you around.
it was crazy, wasn't it?
It was like, yep, okay, Dad.
It was like How to Train Your Dragon or Avatar or something when you link with that thing.
Yeah, that's the Avatar thing. I like that. That's a good analogy. It was a bit weird, but it was just like, right, okay, well, that's meant to be then.
Yep.
Yeah, good day.
Yeah,
really good
class
day.
dog.
And it's turned out better and better and better, hasn't it?
Yeah. He's
Obviously, you knew a bit by then as well anyway. So if it hadn't gone as smoothly, you could probably have done a bit about it. Not that you didn't do anything anyway.
Yeah.
But
he just fell right, didn't he?
Yeah. And then for me, the key bit about Starkey is you can throw him in that cafe.
Yeah.
He'll be all right. He might be a bit of chaos, but he'll be slamming around on his back, being the most sociable little dude ever, or big dude. And then you take him out. Maybe it's a Sunday. You take him out onto the field, and different dog. But in a little nice limited picture, whereas there's so many of these dogs that do sport that I ain't going near the bastards.
No.
Not that they're bastards, but I ain't going near them for love nor money.
Yeah.
Because they're just not sociable. So it's to be able to have both is a magical thing, I think.
Yeah.
Kudos to you. It's the last good thing I'll say about you today.
All right, mate. Yeah, I like that dog. I can't even talk about him too much. I get emotional because
He's good cuddling, mate. That's
just
a good thing about
cool,
him.
isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Mm.
Make the most
I
of
do
him.
like that dog.
Make the
I
most
do
of
like
him.
that dog a lot.
He's a
just
lovely
like
boy.
like my fucking soul.
Or I've
animal,
never
whatever
met
it is.
anyone that doesn't like him for different reasons.
Yeah.
I appreciate what he does on the field.
Yeah.
But I love opening the cafe door and him just slapping 2 feet on me and going, "Oh, what are you doing, mate?" That's what I love about him.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it's the same dog.
No,
like,
would you? Mate?
He's just around the house. He just like mooches around. He's squirmy, and you know what he's like. And he's pretty naughty in the house. Like he'll just like jump up on the sides and stuff, and like beg for food and all the rest of it. Like he does so many things that many of our pet clients would want to stop, but I've never needed to stop because I'm just can manage it. Like fuck off, get off, Stark, and like grab him by the scruff and just throw him off. And he's like, oh, okay, I know.
Go push it too far, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a lovely boy.
Yeah, he's a class dog. Yeah, you wouldn't meet. There's only been very few people that haven't liked him, and I think it was through other reasons.
Yeah.
Not because he's a likable dog. He's a likable.
You would be
dog.
like the little green-eyed monster or something.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There's no way you can't like him.
Nah,
like if you don't like him, you're a knob.
Yeah, you don't like dogs. Yeah.
You don't like Stark. Fuck you, man. And I'll say it to your face.
Yeah.
He's a good boy. He's a great boy.
Cora next.
From great boys to ropey girls. Nah, she's lovely. I absolutely love that dog to bits. Do you know what I think is dangerous sometimes? And this is probably a mistake I made with my first 2 Rotties. I had a Rottie into a Rottie. And the second Rottie was mega trained. He was a sick dog, a lovely dog. But he wasn't my other dog. And I wasn't old enough or mature enough to deal with that.
Yep.
Whereas with Cora, I've got full appreciation. She's not me Fern. She's not me Nerf. She's an absolutely mad as a fucking ass. She's a brilliant dog. Doesn't do much. Does do place very, very well. Because we wanted to do that in Norfolk when we went on holiday. That's the only thing she really knows. Yeah. Gab's very interested.
We'll lie down on a bed.
Lie down on a bed. We'll say have breakfast. Fine, that'll do. Gabs does potentially want to do e-collar recall with her. So she can go flying around the garden. Because it's not necessarily like penned in. She just wants a bit. Because she worries about her a bit, I think. Like a shepherd once had a bit of a crack at her on the canal.
Yeah.
Gav's panicked a bit, I think that. And I understand it because I've seen the same dog and he's got a bit like he's a spicy so-and-so, yeah.
Do you think this may be a bit of a touchy question, but do you think like the nerve in the dog has come from Gab's bubble wrapping her because of what happened to Fern?
Yeah.
And we see it a lot with our clients' dogs and things, don't we? If they've had some trauma or lost a dog, then the next dog they can often bubble wrap them. And
100%.
then when you obviously raise a dog with the attitude that you have to wrap them in bubble wrap, they start to believe that they're truly fragile.
Yeah.
I was speaking about it with the Dovecoats guy about Daxies, and they're just treated like even May and fucking Martha are like, I pick her up and she's like, watch your back, do this, do. I'm like, she's gonna be fucking fine.
Yeah.
But she'll start believing it.
Yeah.
Start believing that everything's dangerous, and
Of course.
then the dog will respond in kind by telling everything to fuck off, right?
Yeah. Of course he's okay. Like, you could take her anywhere. I could bring her here. She'd be fine.
I've never seen a problem.
She's not
in the dog.
trained,
Mm.
but she plays every day. She plays with my other dogs. You could take her to a cafe. She's my little Frenchie. Yeah, through the door. She dances around. She's crazy.
The spectrum between our dogs, like between however many we've got between us, like fucking 7 or whatever, is just insane. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's
like
great.
they might as well be different species, like from your Stark to your Cora, to your Dara to your Stark, to your Rita and your Blue. Like there's just fucking and all different levels of training. Like I would accept nothing less of Stark than being like trained to a fucking elite level. And then if I had like a dog like Cora or Martha, let's say, fucking do what you want. Like, it's all good. Like you're not gonna fucking hurt anyone.
As long as we can still do everything, do it.
As long as you still do all the nice things and nothing you're doing is gonna like leave you out of the group, then
that's the main, isn't it? Yeah, if I can't take you somewhere because of what you're doing, then it's a problem. And
I was speaking to Simon the Mutt, and he's like really surprised about how I am with my dogs and what I let them get away with. And I'm like, okay, no, they're just fucking dogs. Like,
do you think that comes a little bit from the force-free background though of having to manage more?
No, so he's under the impression that the balanced side of things are more regimented with their dog.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And my argument would be...
More militant.
More militant. Like you can't do this, you can't do this. Yeah. But my argument would be, like, if you're empowered to say no, you can let your dog do what they want, and then if they go too far, you can say no to stop them. Yeah. But if you're not empowered to say no, then you have to manage everything and wait for moments that you can just reinforce, right?
Yeah, of course.
So if anything, if you want to train force-free, you better be fucking prepared to be militant.
Yeah.
You
regimented.
Exactly. Like,
I don't think you
stuff
can
all the time, and you got your passive management has to be exemplary. Yeah. But if you've got the power of punishment, you don't have to manage as well, because if the dog goes and fucking hops over my wall at my house to chase a sheep, I say fucking no. Yep. He's gonna go shit. His ears are gonna go back, and he's gonna come back over the wall, right? Yep. But if I was not empowered to apply the no and aversion associated with it once upon a time, then it means, right, flexi lead in the fucking garden. Yeah. You know, like it could be you and Cora, for example, right? Yep. You're going to lead on her in the garden. Yep. Fine.
100%.
So I think it's a big misconception that, like, balanced dog trainers really and I think to a degree, like, you have to be with certain problems and certain, but fuck me, we're not without dogs.
No,
We've said it before, like...
But also, your dogs don't really fight, right? They play fight.
Yeah.
Ever like a bit of a scuffle?
Dara will occasionally tell Stark to fuck off, but they've never had a fight.
If you say we?
Yeah. Range cut the shit. They're going to stop.
Same. So I'm, 3.5.
But if we didn't have that, it means, okay, we're going to have to keep the dog segregated.
Yeah.
No being friends. Yeah. Because if 1% of the time you fall out, I can't stop you. Yeah. But if I can stop you, because I'm willing to grab you both by the scruff of the neck and pull you apart and then like knock your fucking heads together, metaphorically, right?
Absolutely, not for fun, but just to like, no.
Then I can trust you all to be out together and just fucking be dogs and have fun.
Of course.
Because trust me, the dog men with like 10, 15 dogs and stuff like that, and your Ivans and your people that have got these big packs of dogs.
Caesar Milan?
Your Caesar Milan who's got what, how many?
Are you allowed to say that name anymore?
Fuck it, I'll say it. There's not many other dog trainers walking around with like a ranch of 100 dogs that get on well with each other, right?
Whatever you think of whatever he does, all the best in that situation.
Where's your ranch and 50 rescue dogs?
Yeah. Interesting, isn't it?
It is interesting. Have you forgot about anyone? Or
I've got half a dog.
Oh, Mr. Bumble, Bumble. Go on, the newest edition. Let's talk briefly about Mr. Bumble.
So Yorkshire Rolls... Yeah, he's a funny dog. Yorkshire Rolls have got like a relationship with the kennels out.
It's essentially a fourth Frenchie, mate.
I know.
How have you ended up with a load of fucking Frenchies? Like, what? What in God's... You would never put you in a Frenchie, right?
I wouldn't, but I do love him. Do you know
what? Their classes, like me and English bulldogs, are fucking... Oh my God, I never thought I'd like an English bulldog in my life, but that Piper I got on residential, I'm just in love with her. You just sit and kiss her all day and just like listen to her snort on me. I'm just like... I just love her. I just keep telling her I love you. I love you. We're not doing any training. I love you. Stop trying to bite people, though. So it's fine.
Yeah, it's good. That's all that counts, right? It's amazing what love can do.
It is, yeah. Mr. Bumble.
Yeah, Mr. Bumble. So Yorkshire Road's got a relationship with his kennels out, like, just above Pontefract Way. He'd been pulled off the streets for about a year.
What?
Yeah. He'd been handed in. So he'd been in the kennels for over a year, and they said he wasn't coping well. Was dog reactive.
Bumble was in kennels for over a year.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. He got adopted once, but was returned within 48 hours because he chinned someone, which I kind of get. Yeah, so he does this weird thing with the harness, right? So he got garbs over this. I said he wouldn't do it.
He'd be fine.
I said, nah, he doesn't mean it.
Into doing it.
Boom. Got her. Yeah. So their relationship was tarnished from day one. So I've had him like most of the time here, obviously. Do you know what? As well, he's an all right little dog. His recall's pretty class.
Yeah.
He's like dog responsive, is what I would say. It's not like he's seeking out conflict. He's a bit frusty. He'd like to go say hello. If a dog has a go at him, he'll stick his chest out back. I don't really mind that. But
he's not a particularly like tricky dog, though, is he?
No. Initially, he was terrible because he just wasn't food motivated or anything. But now he's
okay, yeah.
I do still hand feed him everything.
Did he become fat, or was he alright?
Yeah, he was huge.
Was he?
Yeah, he was like 18 kegs. I think he's about 15 now. But he's like.
So if your dog doesn't take food, anyone, like the first thing to do is just check their weight. That they're at a weight that they're going to want to take food. Because if like dogs should not be overweight, they're not like gluttonous fucking pigs like us.
No.
Like if you want to keep them nice and lean, it's good for the health.
Yeah.
Like a fat dog, it just ain't going to be food motivated. They've got the storage there.
Yeah.
They're not.
He'd run a 5k now, easy.
Yeah, he's in good nick.
Like he runs.
I think he's quite handsome, French bulldog.
Yeah, he is.
He's got a good snout in that. He's not very like snorty and stuff, is he?
No. And he'll walk to heel. He'll take food. He'll recall. Doesn't know place.
People forget like how simple training is.
Yeah.
Like how much have you really fucking done with that dog?
Yeah,
other than like keep a house line on it.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest one. So he couldn't settle in the house because he'd not been in one for a year. So he was just used to doing whatever he wanted in his kennel. He was terrible in the house initially. And I say terrible, like he just wouldn't settle, wouldn't lie down, be up at the counter. So the house line completely nullified all that. Now he'll just lay on a cushion in front of the fire.
I had one of our online coaching clients, 2 Frenchies, like pretty much won't settle in the house. I just said, right, lead on. They're CrossFitters, so they got kettlebells left, right, and centre. I said, kettlebell over there, tie the dogs up.
Benefit of CrossFit.
Yeah, having kettlebells. Tie both dogs up. As soon as they calm down, you let them off again.
Nice.
They dick around, put them back on. Calm down, let them off again. Sound.
Simple.
So easy. And
Slightly
they're different fucking dogs.
And maybe more simple than people think it should be. But works a dream.
Yeah, just a lead in the house.
Yeah.
I reckon you could get away with like not even using a crate if you're like good at for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, definitely.
Sometimes like crate and then full freedom can create bigger problems, can't it?
Yeah,
just, like,
definitely.
A bit like pent up to then whoosh.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
It's that interim step of like you can be out, but I expect you to be calm. Do you still use a house leader?
No. Every now and again, I'll put it back on, and if he's having one,
just sticking around,
you know, we all have those days.
That's all it needs to be, isn't it?
But that's like rare.
I think we're both very nonchalant about our dogs, but I think that's part of the beauty, isn't it? You're just like, well, it's a process. Just trust it.
And once they've found where they all slot in, I think it's okay.
Yeah,
your problem, mate. I spoke to the people on an online assessment today. They were almost trying to create equality by like, oh, okay, we've done all this with this one, we need to do this with this one, and they're not wound up in too many problems yet. But you can create. I think you can create problems that way. Like, oh no, it's your turn first for this. It doesn't really work like that. So once they've found their little jigsaw puzzle with your dogs in your household, you're okay. But
I am so grateful that Stark is subservient to both of my older dogs because if. You would not want that big, capable bastard.
No, that's it.
To think that he could fucking
doesn't it? Yeah.
Dish his fucking body weight around.
Yeah.
So like he's scared of Dara, who is like would fucking shit herself at her own fart.
Don't you feel sorry for him?
No. Mental, isn't it? Yeah. It's just crazy. Yeah, I don't care that he's like, well, she's lying on the floor and he's like, you see his ears go back and he like go around her. That's fucking great. Because if he was like, I'm going to walk over you, she bites him, they get into a scuffle, he realises at 2-year-old, like, fucking bollard that he can win.
Yeah.
We've got a big problem. So she got one in nice and early.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was fine. I've got the video still on my phone. You can just hear me, like, so Darla's like prey guarding him, mouth over the throat, like doesn't leave a mark on him, and he's going, and pissing in the air, and you just like hear me howling, laughing. Anyone else that saw that, they'd be like, that dog's killing that dog, and I'm like, no, he's learning a really important lesson today. And he did, and the lesson is still standing.
Different reasons.
Yeah. And the lesson is still standing, and this is Darla is the most fucking pathetic, scared of her own fart dog.
Yeah.
And then Stark is the scared of nothing dog, except for Darla, which is just fucking. Yeah. But yeah, you need that. I'm gonna say it, mate. I'm gonna say hierarchy. You need that hierarchy in your house and let it deal with itself to a degree. Because if you have this, or you try and create this, you create more conflict than you got.
But what about retracting it? Oh no, he didn't though, did he? No. Let's not cherry pick.
Yeah, it does exist.
Doesn't.
Anyway, is that it?
Yeah, that's all of them.
Sound.
Until the next one.
What would be your next one?
I don't know, to be honest. I'd get another like blue sort of dog.
Would you?
Yeah.
Fuck was that? You're coming down on us. Don't think I'll get another dog for a long time.
No, my only reason would be obviously Reese is getting a bit older, and I don't want to end up with only one stooge dog that comes to work with me. That's my only real.
She's still got legs in her yet, though.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So yeah, I think I've got everything like I want in Stark. So
yeah,
very versatile as a dog. Ranger and Dals have still got legs in them. So
yeah,
what would you get like if you just had one dog? Like you just never had your dogs. You just got one dog from a sensible point of view.
Yeah, probably a staff.
Yeah, same.
Do love a staff.
Yeah, I'd like a little red, fucking bricky.
You know, like Bruce, who came on Resi.
What colour is he?
Brindle, but like a ready brindle.
Yeah.
You met him in the cafe at that time, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like, he's good. Like, just a little power pack thing. Could go on a 20-mile hike, but could probably just play in the garden 5 minutes and lie down.
Yep. They're fucking quality, aren't they?
Yeah, really good.
Could chin another dog in certain contexts, but...
Yeah. Many contexts, I imagine.
Yeah. Don't take them to the play park where they can just practice chinning dogs.
They just love a bit of attrition, don't they?
Yeah, I think if you built loads of, neutrality in them, and then... Yeah, mine would be a staffy as well, I think.
Yeah.
They're so versatile, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're the characters are really reliable too. They're all the same.
Yeah. Lovable little rogues.
Whereas you get a kind of other breeds, you can get ones that are great and then ones that are like spaniels. Like you can get a nervy little fucking shit house.
Like a good spaniel's mega.
Yeah.
But a shit spaniel's psychopath.
Yeah.
But
like all the staffies, I feel that they're more consistent in their personality. You had many with staffies, because I've heard on other podcasts and stuff, parts of the world, US and that they're really bad for it, but I've had none.
I can't think of one. Well, maybe Brucey sort of, but he's more FOMO. Wasn't really separate. Yeah. FOMO.
2 days from now, our online academy is opening up. Everything we've ever filmed at training a dog. 2 days from now, unless you're listening to this at a different date to the day it was filmed, then that last statement was fucking pointless. But the 1st of April, not an April Fool, at some point, by the time you're listening to this, there's like a 99% chance our online academy is. And if you're in April, you can use the discount code WHOPPERSTOPPER for 50% off forever. It's going to cost everyone £40 a month unless you use the code WHOPPERSTOPPER. And the beauty is we're going to add to it consistently all the time with all our guests and all our stuff. There's going to be thousands and thousands of hours, but if you sign up as one of the OGs, it'll never ever change for you.
Nice.
But if fucking 2 years from now, it might be £100 a month because we're fucking
inflation, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But for you guys that sign up in April 2024, it'll be £20 a month forever.
How many coffees is that?
It was 4 mocha lattes or something.
All right.
Fucking like £5.60 for a big Starbucks or something like that. It's cheaper than that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sign up to Online Academy. We also offer online coaching because we have worldwide fans.
Yep.
Now we're fucking famous and shit.
You're famous.
So we can coach you and your dog alongside the Online Academy. WhatsApp support 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Unless we're asleep, and then we won't reply. We'll be asleep.
Yeah. Otherwise, we'll need a few more of those Starbucks and we'll have to just shift our funds.
Yeah. So we'll see you in the academy. We'll see you for a podcast next time. That was a good emotional episode.
Yes.
Of Caffeine and Canines episode. We have no idea. Maybe like 20.
It's up there.
It's up there with...
It's more than one.
Double digits.
It's less than 50.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Say bye to everyone, Ian.
Goodbye, everyone, Ian.